welcome to Hekate's Crossing. I just watched Indigo Moon Woman's VR about how I read tarot for myself by Tracey at Temperance Tarot. So I thought I'd go and have a look and see what Tracey's first video was about. So I watched that, how I read tarot for myself, and I watched Juli's VR and Crocket's Corner VR, and I thought, wow, what a great idea. So I thought I might share how I choose my, how I read for myself. But I also want to look at the video too, which I looked at, my tarot routine and how I choose my deck. So I want to VR that as well at some stage. So let's begin. How do I read tarot for myself? Really, for me, it's totally dependent on my mood, where I'm at within my space, you know, within my head, what's going on around me, whether I'm looking at my daily card, if I'm doing something specific, whether I'm doing a challenge of some sort. I have done some Instagram challenges, not all, but odd once in a while. Haven't done them for a little while. I've just been so busy with other things. When I read for myself, it all depends on whether I have a specific question or something that I want to answer, or whether I'm just looking at today's energies. But I'm always thinking about how it affects me, or what can I do to make the changes that I need. So those are the sort of things that I sort of look at. Sometimes it could be about a specific, if I'm going on a date, or I'm going somewhere, or I'm not quite sure what's happening about a situation. I might answer, but I don't rely on the cards fully. For me, the cards are about a guidance. It allows us to look at what's possible, what may happen, what is possible. I use lots of different decks depending on the mood I'm in. I'll just pick up a deck and have a shuffle. Unless I'm doing shadow work or something a bit deeper with that, or I'm working with a new deck, then I'll work with it consistently for myself and for videos and things like that, and Instagram and that. But for myself, I'm just sort of thinking about, you know, what's important for me right now. And some cards have already flipped out. So I sort of think, oh, yeah, okay. Is there anything else that I need to know that's of value? And that sort of seems sticking out as well. So I just, and you notice that I'm just doing over shuffle. It's just so much easier than, I'm just not a good shuffler any other way. And I don't really want to bend my cards too much, because some of the card stock may not be as quality. Sorry, I just dropped another couple. So I've got no idea how many cards are going to come out for what's important. I mean, it's not necessarily just about today too. This could be over the next few weeks. There was a bit of a fly. So that's what I just keep going, because sometimes they just give us lots of information about what lies ahead. Now, it may not be straight stuff that's straight away. Could be in a month's time, 6 months' time, a year's time, whatever. It's just, what do I need to know? You know, what lies ahead for me? I mean, I've got no idea. So there we go. I think that's it. So basically, I just think the cards. I don't want to get too bogged down by routines and things like that, because things change all the time. So I want to be able to go, hey, look, this week I want to try something a bit different. I've seen a spread online. I might try that. A lot of times I'll just do free flow. So I've got no idea. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and a third. So I'm basically getting, like, do a clock reading. Not necessarily astrology in the houses or anything like that, but just do a clock reading and put one in the middle in regards to self. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and one in the middle. So basically, it's just looking at different aspects of yourself, maybe in different areas. Maybe it's a scene of, I've got the Death card here. This is the Epic Tarot, by the way, and I love this deck. The suits are a little bit different, of course, and there is a bit of a different aspect to it. The imagery is quite different. So this is the Death card. So it's about your transformations and changes. So I am going through some huge shifts in myself in lots of different aspects. I've got 4 of books, which is like 4 of Wands. So it's telling me to maybe to celebrate where I'm at and not get too bogged down by what lies ahead. So just to focus a little bit on what I've actually achieved, and giving myself a moment to breathe might be really important. So as I go through the transformations, remembering to breathe is going to be really, really important, and allowing yourself to sort of pause and stop for a while and just reflect on what's been happening. I've got the okay, continuing. There's a little parcel arrived for me, so I'll talk about that later. Anyway, going back to the Epic Tarot and looking at the energies for this, you know, like coming up, not really any thought about where I'm laying the card, you know, what cards are coming out, just comes out, and then I just thought, okay, there's 13 cards, obviously specific, circle, 1 in the center. So basically the Death card, the four of books, I've got, and I was up to the Griffin of book, which is sort of like your knight. So he's basically talking about observation. Maybe he might be a bit of a player coming up, so just be aware of that energy. Maybe it's about reminding us about moving forward with a bit of passion, a bit of creativity, but we need to make sure that we've got all the information first. So that could be really important. We've got the Devil card, so beware of addictions, bad habits, repeated patterns. Maybe could find myself going back to old habits, so I need to be really, really careful. So yeah, there's some transformations. I do need to have time to pause, to breathe. Then I might need a thing of observation, make sure I get all the information first, be aware of repeating bad habits. I've got 4 of Cups, so there might be a time when I feel a bit sorry for myself. I have to acknowledge that. Maybe I'm feeling a bit bored or a bit dissatisfied with what's going on, so I need to look at what I'm going to do. Here I have the Moon card, so it could be about reflecting on what's important, what's of value to me at this time as I move through. Also looking at, be careful of enemies. Be aware of enemies and things that are going on. So these are things that I need to be aware of that may be coming up at some stage. So I've got 8 of Spheres, talking about my skills and my abilities and how they can benefit me. So I need to look at my skills and what I'm capable of, and how I can use that to move ahead on my journey. How I can have rewards for that within myself. And it's not always monetary rewards. The rewards can be in lots of different aspects. Here we have the Griffin of Cups. So he's a Knight of Cups, so he brings some news. So there will be some news coming through on some stage. There's 7 of books, 7 of Wands, so there may be some battles, some needing to stand up for myself in some way. 6 of Wands talks about victory and success even after the battles, so that's going to be really cool. 3 of the Empress, so that's going to talk about a sense of bounty and abundance. So there could be some stuff coming into fruition, a birth of something new, remembering to take care of myself, which is going to be really important. And it's quite good because the last card number 12 in here, before I do card 13, is all about endings. It's a 10 of Swords, so it's talking about things finishing. So there will be some changes and there will be some things that will end. So that's interesting. So we've got the 5 of Cups as well, which tells us not to focus so much on the negative and to think about the positive stuff. So even though there may be some negative stuff going on, this just reminds me of the Wheel of Fortune. Basically, I just got life's ups and downs. So basically that's why I think I got told to lay it like this. It's just reminding me about choices, decisions, actions needing to be taken, remembering life has ups and downs, and how you choose to react is really going to make a big difference. So that's basically things that I need to remember for myself at this time. Okay, so that's basically how I read for myself. It's not too much in depth. Sometimes I might choose one card and then I'll write it up in my journal. If I do some shadow work or I'm working with a new deck, might be a chance for me just to really sort of reflect on what's going on for me. Okay, so there we are. That's how I read tarot myself. There's no real set routines. This is just one way. Really quick, really to the board. There's no... I try not to make things too difficult, because I like to keep things as simple as possible. That's my thing. I don't like to keep things too difficult. Anyway, so it looks like I'm going to have to, as we've got them in separate parts, I'm going to go through and make sure I put the links underneath, and make sure that it's going to take me a little while because I'm going to have to join it through on my laptop, put it through, edit it and add it all together in one spot. And I'm just going to have to play around with it a bit, do a bit of editing, muck around with that a bit, and I'll upload it when I can. Okay, take care, and blessed be from Ikate's Crossing. And thank you to those that have already shared their how I read for myself videos. Didn't want to do it too long, wanted to keep them quite short, but and I didn't mean to get any interruptions, but things happen. We've got a busy household, you know, things happen. Okay, take care and blessed be.